In this video, you're going to learn about the best vegetables for boosting your metabolism and losing weight. Here's what you can expect to cover. First, we'll talk about foods that are claimed to boost metabolism. Some of those are vegetables and some of those are not. We'll cover both. Then, we'll talk about the two primary things that affect your metabolism on a long-term basis, and these might come as a surprise to you. Finally, we'll talk about the four components of total daily energy expenditure and how you can really raise your caloric expenditure with nutrition. Before we jump in, who am I? My name is Igor. I am the author of 13 books on exercise and nutrition, including 4 Amazon bestsellers. As well, I've been a personal trainer since 2006 and teaching my methodology to other personal trainers since 2013 at personal training conferences. As well, I've delivered over 400 presentations to some of Canada's largest corporations, including IBM, Bosch, American Express, University of Toronto, Vestas Group, and others. If you want to learn when I publish more videos about vegetables, nutrition, exercise, click like and subscribe to my channel. So let's jump in. Here are the foods that are claimed to boost your metabolism. First one is avocados. The claim is that avocados are high in magnesium. Well, that is false. The daily requirements for magnesium are 300 to 500 milligrams per day. By comparison, how much do avocados have? Well, according to the nutrition database at Health Canada, one half of an avocado is only 20 milligrams. So that's less than 10% of the daily requirements. Very, very small. But it doesn't matter. Even if it was high in magnesium, that doesn't mean it's going to boost your metabolism. Next, another food often claimed to raise metabolism is eggs. The claim is that it's high in choline, and that is true. But just because it's high in choline doesn't mean it raises the metabolism. Another group of foods often claimed to raise the metabolism is beans and legumes. Why? Because people say it is high in fiber, and that is absolutely correct. Beans and legumes are high in fiber, but that doesn't mean that they raise the metabolism. I frequently recommend beans and legumes in my videos for diabetes, which is linked on your screen right now, as well as in the description below. I recommend them for other reasons. They are fantastic foods, but not because they raise the metabolism. What they do, however, from a fat loss perspective, is because they are high in fiber, they make you feel fuller longer, so you want to eat less food overall. So it's going to help you with fat loss, but not because it raises the metabolism, just because it makes you feel fuller longer. Another vegetable commonly claimed to boost your metabolism is asparagus. The claim is that it is high in folic acid, and that is true. It is indeed high in folic acid. But just because it's high in folic acid doesn't mean it raises the metabolism. Berries are often claimed to boost the metabolism, and the reason for that, they say, is that they are high in antioxidants. And again, that is true. They are indeed high in antioxidants, but that doesn't mean they raise the metabolism. As you'll notice, there's a pattern here. A lot of these foods, they are beneficial for something to they raise the metabolism. It could be beneficial without raising the metabolism. Olive oil is another food often claimed to boost metabolism. It doesn't. They say that it's a source of monounsaturated fat. And again, it is a source of monounsaturated fat, but it doesn't raise the metabolism. Coconut water, they say, is good for you because it's high in electrolytes. First of all, that is not true. Electrolytes are potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium, and a few others. Coconut water is not high in electrolytes, it's high in N electrolyte, which is potassium. It is indeed a rich source of potassium at 427 milligrams per cup, but it's not everything else. It doesn't have much sodium, much calcium, much magnesium, or anything else. But it is high in potassium. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't raise the metabolism anyway, just because it's high in potassium. Now, a lot of funny videos, and I thought these are jokes, but no, they are serious. They say that water boosts your metabolism. To that, I have to say exactly that. Ha, 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 ha. I don't know how they can arrive at the fact that water raises the metabolism. It absolutely does not. It's not bad for you. Water is highly beneficial. You need a good amount of it in a day, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't raise the metabolism. Ginger, they say, raises the metabolism because it's anti-inflammatory. And that is indeed correct. But just because it's anti-inflammatory doesn't mean it boosts the metabolism. Now let's get to the foods that actually raise the metabolism, where the claims actually hold up. And these are coffee and green tea. Here is one study titled Effect of a Thermogenic Beverage on 24-Hour Energy Metabolism in Humans. The word thermogenic means temperature raising. So here is what they did in the study. They recruited participants who were not habitual coffee or green tea drinkers, and they made them drink 3 cups of coffee in one day. So their metabolism actually increased by an average of 104 calories over the next 24 hours, which is a pretty good calorie burn increase. However, the effect decreases in habitual coffee drinkers. So if you're not used to drinking coffee and all of a sudden you have 3 cups in one day, you're going to get a huge boost in metabolism. 104 calories would be a lot if you were able to sustain it every day. But you don't. You get habituated to coffee, and although there's always a calorie burn as a result of caffeine, it decreases more and more and more. To what extent is not quite clear yet. So it does have a very minor fat loss effect in some people. So if you do want to use coffee or green tea for its metabolism boosting benefits, not necessarily for other health benefits, because you like the flavor, the key is to cycle it. Maybe drink it 1 or 2 days out of the week, and then don't drink it the rest of the time. This way, you don't habituate to it, and it continues to have a metabolism boosting effect a couple days a week. And another food that is often claimed to boost metabolism, and actually does, is spicy peppers. Here's a study titled "The Effects of Capsaicinoids or Capsinoids in Red Pepper on Thermogenesis in Healthy Adults." To give you a little background, capsaicinoids and capsinoids are one of the compounds, the chemicals, natural chemicals within spicy peppers, red peppers. And so here's what the study did. The study showed that they raised metabolism by an average of 34 calories per day. However, despite a boost in metabolism, the effect on weight loss isn't conclusive. Let's just think about it. Why do people want to raise their metabolism in the first place? Because they want to lose body fat. What if you lost body fat and it didn't raise your metabolism? Well, that's fine. The end result has been achieved. Here is a direct quote from the researchers. However, concerning the few studies included in our meta-analysis, which reported the effect of red pepper on weight loss, we could not achieve conclusive results about the effect of, let's call them red peppers, on weight loss. So again, they might raise the metabolism, but it's not clear whether that raising metabolism results in fat loss. Regardless of whether or not it does, spicy peppers do have other benefits. For example, they open up blood vessels. They are rich in fiber. So whether or not they raise the metabolism, they still have other benefits outside of that. And so there's all this talk and all this hype about foods and vegetables that boost metabolism. But what determines the speed of the metabolism in the first place? Well, the two primary things that affect your metabolism on a long-term basis, like not during an exercise session, but when you're not exercising, are only 2 things: your body weight and your body temperature. And that's it. And if you're already of normal weight, vegetables will not make you decrease your weight. If you are overweight or obese, then adding more vegetables to your diet will likely decrease your body weight. However, people with a higher body weight have a faster metabolism than people with a lower body weight. It's a common myth that lean people have faster metabolisms than overweight people. They don't. It takes more calories to sustain a larger body than a smaller body. So because of that, actually gaining weight will speed up your metabolism. Although I'm guessing that the reason you want to speed up your metabolism is to lose weight. So that's probably not what you want to hear. And the second one is your body temperature, and food impacts that on such a small basis on such a small degree on a short-term basis, and not at all on a long-term basis. Body temperature in Celsius should be between 36.5 and 36.8 if you measure at the armpit. And that's that. There's no way to influence that on a long-term basis. You might get slight increases or slight decreases after a meal, but that's not a chronic issue. And so don't worry so much about boosting your metabolism. Worry more about fat loss if that's what you're really after. Now, there are things that are called thermogenic foods, or thermic foods, which are foods, commonly vegetables, that people believe raise your body temperature. But that's some of them that is true, like spicy peppers, like jalapenos or pimientos and so on. But there is a concept called total daily energy expenditure, which are all the sources from which you could burn calories. And here they are. One source is BMR, or basal metabolic rate. That is actually your metabolism. And by the way, these numbers are not 100% accurate. They fluctuate person to person, day to day. So don't get too hung up on the numbers. So BMR is by far the largest component, basal metabolic rate. The next component is TEF. That one is fairly accurate. That stands for thermic effect of food. And what that is whenever you eat food, you don't absorb 100% of the calories. You absorb about 90% of the calories. You spend 10% of the calories that you ate that day on absorption, assimilation, and digestion. You spend another percentage on something called NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, basically fidgeting, or any physical activity that is not purposeful exercise, like grocery shopping, like gardening, etc. And the last component is exercise. And again, don't get too hung up on the numbers. They are not exactly accurate person to person, day to day, etc. And so if the effect of food is 10%, that's an average. The actual so it says micronutrient, it should say macronutrient, which are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, contribute different amounts to the thermic effect of food. Here they are. Fats contribute only 2 to 3%. In other words, if you had 100 calories of pure fat, you'd only use 2 or 3 of those calories to digest and assimilate that fat. An example of that would be like olive oil or butter or something like that. Carbohydrates, you have a thermic effect of 5 to 10%. So only about 5 to 10% of the calories that you eat will be used in digestion, absorption, and assimilation. Protein has a very high thermic effect of 25 to 30%. So if you actually want to increase the thermic effect of food, protein helps you do that. But really, it's all about fat loss. And if you want to learn how to eat for fat loss, I have a whole other video about nutrition for obesity. It's on your screen right now. It's also in the description below. So if you want to dive into how to eat to lose body fat, check that out. It'll talk about how much protein you need, how many calories do you need, and which foods specifically to eat.